We are live.
We're live.
We are live because
Hello.
you know the cameraman. We don't have a cameraman
Not
right
yet.
now,
Not
so
yet.
not yet. We will though in the
One of these
future.
days, absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
what up, world? It's your boy Reek. We're here for with another segment of GeoMin Hip Hop News. I'm here with my
Boy
my
ZA, how
boy
you
ZA,
doing? How you
man.
doing? We're back. It's been a while.
Yeah, we took a little break. You know, had to clear our minds and
Seems like that's what we're doing.
working on something. But
Unanimously.
today, we're going to talk about. We're going to do a little something different today.
Mhm.
We talk about hip hop in the industry and what's going on in the world. But today we're gonna start doing our first music review, reviewing my recent project, REZY Rise.
Mhm.
So just a little background about REZY Rise.
But we'll get into that.
We'll
This is
get into it.
definitely, I feel like, more of a review interview style since we're here with the artist. I definitely got some questions, and so we'll ask a lot. We'll
Okay,
ask a
okay.
lot since it is the interview style.
You want to interview me?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right,
We might
bet.
as
I
well do
like
that.
that. I like that.
Well, it's a chill, rainy day. I thrive in this weather, being honest with you.
Right,
It's my favorite weather, so we're just gonna chill out, relax, have a nice little dialogue, shall we?
right.
So
It should be a
REZY
good.
Rise. What's the full name of the project?
It's called REZY Rise, the Rise of the Conscious Trap. Now, it was supposed to be called originally just Conscious Trap, and
Type
I
shit.
had the title and everything, but I was just playing around with it. It was supposed to drop a while ago, like maybe like a year or two ago, but you know, I was still working on songs. I wanted what songs didn't make the cut, what
Mhm.
songs didn't, and I was just trying to have fun with it, and
So it's a mix of
just work
older
on it.
songs and newer songs. I
Right?
see. Gotcha.
Yeah, because I mean, everybody heard Conscious Trap.
Hmm.
That song been out for a while, but I put that on the project because I wanted that to be the first song of
The intro.
yeah, the intro, and you know, I redid it, so I made it sound a little more better and mixed with auto tunes because I wanted that to be the crispy intro.
I feel that.
All of it, you know, all of it was all. I feel like all of it was good, but like the music was definitely there. Um, Mixing and mastering, that was just something I was trying to take on everything during
Hmm.
this project. Like I made a couple beats for the project, like Conscious Trap, The Real Shit Reborn,
Hmm.
and High Rise,
Hmm.
and you know, making the beats for those and engineering, you know, some of the songs, you know, just a first time for everything. So I was trying to, you know, just dabble in a little bit of everything. So I know some of them wasn't the best as far as mixed and mastered, but you know, it's just the start of creating my own
Hmm.
stuff. But we're trying to work with people in the future too.
Which definitely was up that you decided to have a more of a hands-on approach when making a project.
Uh,
Especially with making your own beats, mixing, mastering, recording. I know for mine it was heavily other. I just bought beats and did it that way. So the fact that you actually went in and decided to make them
Right. I mean,
rock
not
that.
all of them was mine. Like some I actually bought off of people,
Hmm.
and um, you know, got some from producers that I was with in college, and got one. You know, we did Hopeless together.
Hmm.
Got that from Coach Ass and
Coach Cheese.
Coach Cheese. I always get the name mixed up. I'm like, did I say it right this time? But
Mhm.
um, yeah, you know, just trying to do a project where it's not, you know, I heard this before because a lot of my projects were like remixes, basically, like
Type shit.
mostly mixtapes and
Hmm.
just remixes of songs we already heard.
So going into this project, did you know you were gonna make a project, or you just happened to sit on like 6, 7 jams and was like, I think I'll make a project? Or was it more of a conscious effort to put this thing together?
I wanted to put it. I wanted to make it like by any means. I wanted to stand out more than any project. I wanted this to be the first one that you know be on all streaming platforms.
Hmm.
A lot of my friends were saying make another mixtape or make another project before you do the biggest
Hmm.
project. You put it out on all platforms. And I was thinking about that. And I was like, you're right. I should do a third mixtape or something small and then put a big one out. But I was just so eager
How
to
long
put
was
this
it
one out.
between the last mixtape you had and then this project?
My last one, it's funny because the last one I did was in back in October,
Hmm.
October 20th. I'll say I think that was 2018
18.
or
Okay.
17, I believe. And then I did one when I first ended college back in 2016 um, on like 420.
Dropped the mixtape. So
Yeah,
two mixtapes and then this project right here.
yeah.
That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up.
I'm just trying to take my music a little more serious, work on perfecting my craft on every project I do, and just elevate every time.
For sure. Definitely try to grow and reach that next level as an artist.
Right,
That's what
right,
I'm talking about. So let's get to the first jam, shall we?
right. The first jam, "Conscious Trap," and it's a song. I mean, I performed it a lot. I done it for, um, you know, a while now, so
You a
everybody's
Spotify guy?
familiar. Yeah, I mean, I got Spotify. Like, this is what the project I'm playing gonna be on Spotify. It's on all streaming platforms though. It's on Apple Music. I'm just so used to Spotify
It's smooth.
growing up. Yeah,
It's a nice little platform. I'm thinking about. I'm in the market right now to find which platform I want to use. I've been using Spotify for
Spotify.
years now,
Yeah,
and I think I'll stick with that. But I got family and friends who use Apple Music,
right. I
and they
know a
say, "Oh,
lot of
that
people
shit."
that use Apple
My
Music too.
brother the other day asked me if I was gonna get on Title, and I was like, maybe. I'm gonna
Right.
fucking around like
It keeps shifting. I heard they're buying Title, or somebody bought Title
who?
out. Somebody, they're working on something like getting Title bought out or
Mm-hmm.
something like that. It's something Jay-Z was doing, but we'll probably talk about that on another episode.
Exactly. Let's get to the review.
Right. So we're gonna start with the first song, "Conscious Trap."
Where's Ray? Contract above average. I'm a dog, I'm a savage. Got a bad bitch, true religion, preach fashion. Had a chance that my rap message, Kanye, lights no flashing. And I'm dashing, feeling incredible. On another level, bull high as hell. Fuck you, respect, pool, never jealous. Curious strap on my pelvis, cause a nigga was selfish. Been robbed, been helpless, but luck turn like Celtics.
This is when you perform
in the lane, high speed,
Yeah.
Kardashian, not a Kylie. REZY Almighty, use
Okay.
poison ivy. In the boomie, Shuey X Riley, Shuey X Riley. Conscious
And you made this beat?
Yeah, I made this beat.
Cool, you made it?
That's facts.
I did this on like Garage Man.
Conscious on
So I
track.
was just playing around with it,
Just playing
and I
around.
was like, I like this.
Definitely
Go harder like a rocket speed. And honestly, I rap consciously. Trap, hit the maze going through my grown man phase. Learning from my ways, learning from my race. Turn to a wave. On the one day, on the road today, on the road today. Self-discipline, they say you different. We
So when did you make this one?
Time to flip the script.
This song came out.
Black in America,
It's been a while.
Black Salvadorian, time
Like every project I do, I started it within a year. So I dropped this probably around 2017, 2018, or when I first did it, around that time. But I didn't put it out until like maybe 2019.
So like sophomore, junior year of college, I wrote it.
Make moves, that's facts. Make moves on tracks. Conscious on trap. Conscious on trap. Conscious on trap. Conscious on trap. Conscious on trap.
Okay, pause it. Smooth little intro. Smooth little intro. Conscious on trap. Is that just like lyrics on trap style beats? Is
Yeah,
that kind of what you're
basically like I wanted to change up. I mean, obviously there's conscious rappers and there's trap rappers, and I kind of wanted to kind of fuse the two and make like conscious trap music that like people can vibe to, but I'm spitting like real shit that you can understand what I've been going through, and trying to make it hype and excited for people to just jam to and vibe to.
I feel that. So where'd you record most of this project at?
Or the original one I recorded, I just recorded I recorded it back in college, and it was cool. I liked it, but then
like the campus studios and all that?
Yeah, the campus studios up in the media center, Lincoln University, and I was like, I like it, but I was like, I'm not really satisfied with it. So I went to your boy,
Seago, from one of
Seago, and we redid it, and he added auto tune. So I was like, I mean, add auto tune because that's what people usually use most of the time, and I never thought like to use auto tune on any of my tracks. So I was like, let's do it. Let's experiment with it.
You definitely have a few on this project where you use this auto tune, and I think it works pretty well. I think it works pretty well. So Conscious Trap is a nice little intro.
Appreciate it. Now I'm not gonna play. I don't know if I should play all the songs because time wise,
it'll eat it up. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm gonna play some of my favorite songs on the track.
A few snippets of them all, bro.
Right.
And yeah, we'll just go ahead and do and talk through.
So we're gonna go.
So what's your favorite song on the project?
That's a tough one. I got 3 favorite songs. I really like MFTO. I think that's probably one of my favorite songs. Um,
What's it stand for?
Made for the Odds.
The odds.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So me and my friends, we were back in college. We were working on a brand MFTO, Made for the Odds, and it was like these rag doll. The brand was like these rag dolls with like Pittsburgh jerseys or different customized jerseys with them on, or like jerseys with their name on it and a number on the rag doll.
Mhm.
So it was like something we was working on, and I was like, and we was talking about it, like making it like a music label in the future. And you know, we was talking about making shirts and making a label out of it. And you know how ASAP, the ASAP mob got ASAP,
Mhm.
you know, ASAP Rocky, all the ASAPs, and we was gonna change our names to MFTO, our names. That was gonna be our, because that was gonna be our game. But the group kind of fell apart. Like we all moved on doing different things. I don't know if we'll probably reconnect on it maybe sometime in the future, maybe not. But you know, everybody's doing their own thing right now. Shout out to Jay and Ty. They're two members in the group. Jay's the CEO. He made the name Made for the Odds. He was like, oh, that's tough because it was going to be a stoner group.
Type shit.
Something, but then we changed it. Like we're all Audi, we're all balls. That's what I say in the songs. We're Audis and we're all balls. And Ty, she was like the designer of the shirts, and I was going to be the first music artist. So I was working on a song in college, MFTO, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna talk about how we're made for the odds.
So all of this whole project is pretty much like a collective experiences of yours throughout your college time.
Right. Because I did my recent project, College Episodes, was talking about, you know, mostly my experience in college and everything like that. REZY Rise is me like elevating, because I started the Reek experience, my first mixtape, and in the beginning, my freshman year of college, that's when I put it out, to like around 2016, 2017, my sophomore year, I put out College Episodes talking about that. REZY Rise was dropped in August, so it's like kind of talking about my transition, where we last left off with College Episodes, but going into like REZY Rise Art. I'm in the mid college phase, and now I'm growing out. I'm becoming an adult. I'm being in the real world, but I'm gonna talk about my college experience, what I'm going through, and like the transition being in the real world. So
let's hear MFTO.
All right, bet. This is MFTO. I also made the beat to this too.
You made the beat on this one?
Yeah.
Are some of your favorite ones the ones you made the beats to?
I know nobody can stop me. Yes, I'm MFTO.
Yeah, for the most part, Ultralight is my favorite.
It's a good one.
I didn't make the beat to that though. My bro Brad made that, and Eternal Flame. He didn't make both beats. My one friend Kevin made the Eternal Flame one, and I was the one I recorded it when I was with you that day. We went to your boy's house, other boy's house. So.
Tim, yeah. Shout out to him.
ZA even put me on to a lot of the engineers, and they're good.
They do their work for sure. They know what they're doing. Right. So shout out to them. But no, the one thing I've noticed about your project, which is something I've kind of stepped away from, and it's not a bad or a good thing at all, it's just you were definitely hitting like a 3-minute mark on most of your jams, which I commend you for, because like I said, a lot of mine have been, the one I just played you earlier was like 1:40, 2 minutes, 2 minutes and a half. So I'm sticking in that range. So to step out and been, put out a 3.5, 4 minute jam, this was up sometime.
Appreciate it. Cause I mean, I always stayed in that 1 minute, 2 minute mark.
So you decided to kind of extend the jams.
Right. Cause I was just like, dang, like realizing I'm like, dang, like I'm not expanding with my verses. It's like, it sounds like it's like two at the most, 2 verses, maybe 3 verses, and I'm done. It usually ranges from like 1 to 2 minutes. I'm like, a couple songs I wanted to extend my verse and just let people know more of me, because most of my project I didn't really let them open up to know who I am really, and I tell them a little bit snippets about me, but this I wanted to expand it with my time in every song. And just people know. Like MFT, I want people to know, like in the song, I'm an artist. It's okay to be different. I grind. I work hard for what I do, and sometimes I can act weird and do weird stuff, but we're all weird in
We're all
some
weird
way.
in our
So,
own ways. Thank you. The song definitely has that grind and that gritty kind of sound to it, especially in the chorus and whatnot.
because when I heard the beat, the first thing I was thinking, like, I was playing around with it in GarageBand, and they gave me like a summer in Mexico type vibe. So I was like, I'm gonna just talk about, I'm gonna do what I do, and I was trying to get like that nitty gritty voice with the hook, like sounding like I was like a.
So this is a school recorded jam too. Sorry to cut you off.
That's cool. I wrote the jam in school, and I made the beat like when I was in school. I recorded at Seagulls, and I played it with my friends to see what they loved it, but they was telling me like you should like work on redo the beat.
Word.
Yeah, and redo it or like kind of like fix it up. So because like if you record it, it might not sound good. And I was like, I was thinking about it. I was like, yeah, maybe I should work on it. But I'm like, I'm too satisfied with it, and I don't know what else to change to it. So I just kept with it.
If you don't know how to change it, don't worry about it.
Right. And also, fun fact about the song, the group BIA, I'm cool with them. Baraka and Money Man Ant, they was on the Level Up podcast. They were actually supposed to be on the song. In the beginning of the song, I'd be like, ODD, yeah, we gonna blow up. It was originally supposed to be BIA, yeah, we gonna blow up. Because it stands for, it's like an acronym for different meanings, like Black in America, blessings in abundance, just whatever you think is.
Right.
They was supposed to hop on the song, but they didn't really have a verse to the beat. That's why everybody was telling me, you should change the beat up because a lot of people couldn't write to it. A lot of people
type shit, but you were able to, bro.
Different.
And I feel like that's what matters at the end.
Right, and it was tough, writing doing the songs and just kind of come up with, like you said, like I was so stuck in that 1 to 2 minute mark that I was just like, what am I gonna do to expand? And since this was like the first song where I actually went out of range and start, doing more time because BIA couldn't be on the song. So I was like, all right, this is the song. It's like 4 minutes. I've never really wrote past maybe 3 minutes, 3:15. So I'm gonna keep going and see where it takes off.
It's one of those things where you definitely kind of just, unless you know for a fact you can body it through 4 minute jam, you just kind of push through it. Like, I'm confident in my writing for sure, but like I know my attention span, you know what I mean? So I'm like, I just kind of want to get in, especially where a lot of my verses have been going to. They've been kind of just nonstop, just like bars for a minute. So I'm like, I don't want to give too much.
Right.
You know what I mean? And finding that balance of giving too much and then not enough. So,
yeah, as artists, that's what we keep trying to find as we go along. Is are we saying too much? Are we capturing the audience's attention? What are we really doing?
Is important too.
Right. So like with this, I performed this MFTO at 24. Shout out to Thick Money Entertainment for having me on there. They do a Talent Night Tuesday. I perform MFTO in Eternal Flame down there on their Talent Night Tuesdays, and I went down there with BIA. It was like, I like the song. It sounded like you did the hook too much, but I like the song and it was catchy, and I feel like doing a performance. Wow, I killed it. Like I don't know. Like, people was telling me like after I did it, was like, you're hard. Like I fuck with your music, and that really had me happy. And I was just like, that moment when I was performing, I haven't performed in a while because COVID hit, and I was supposed to perform during the summertime and during the college days, but everything kind of
trust me,
got in the way. So this year definitely is the year I want to perform, and I did this in like around January, so it was like my first performance of the New Year's, and I just wanted to get it right. I felt like I came off good. I was aggressive during the performance. I let people know because MFTO and Eternal Flames are different shift songs. MFTO is more aggressive, hype, letting them know who I am, letting them know I don't care what you think, I'm gonna still do what I do. Eternal Flame is like calming down, just saying, my flaws, and saying, basically telling people I'm still growing as a person. I'm trying to break out that shell.
Just two different sides of you.
Right.
So also another thing I realized on this project is you got a few features on it.
Mhm.
How did the whole process of picking a feature and then getting the features and all that, how'd that go about?
It was tough. I rarely, like on my last two mixtapes, I rarely had any features. I
Mhm.
maybe like one or two a project, but not as much as this one had.
How many do you have on here? Like 3, 4?
2, 3, 4, 5, about 5
About
features.
5. Okay.
So, I was just picking out. So one of the features I did with Rebel YR,
Shout out
Rashawn,
Rebel.
yeah,
For
Rebel.
sure. Shout out
He's
him.
definitely talented. He was my first feature, and I was like, I definitely want him on a song because we talked, and he liked my music, I like his, and we was like, we got to work on something.
Mhm.
So we did a song a while ago. Well, this was like back in high school days, and it was a lost jam that got lost, so
Type shit,
we
yeah.
never put it out. So this one we did. We was like, yeah, we gotta work on something. Me and you definitely. So we did this high rise. We did high rise, and I was just I wrote something to it. I made the beat to high rise. He was like, I'll get on it, and then we made it happen. So I definitely wanted them on there because we both made a song, and I like the style. For the Hopeless song with you and Destiny, I fucked with y'all since middle school. I was like, man, Destiny, she know how to sing, she know how to do her thing, and I definitely need a more singer on
but just that
on
type
my
of
projects.
project,
right?
Yeah, that's good.
And I was like, man, you my boy. We haven't even really did a song on a project that I did. Like we did Crew, that was on college episodes, but
Oh, you threw that on a project?
Yeah, I threw that on a project.
Today, that's still one of my favorite verses.
Right, and a lot of people I know, like family wise and friends, are telling me like, they're even saying like they love Crew, and they'll listen to it. How we did a remix to it.
Hopeless is honestly one of my favorite verses too.
Right, that's one of my favorite songs too. You definitely killed it. A lot of people, they hear the song, it's like y'all both definitely killed that. ZA, he did his thing on that as well. Like he came hard on there. He's talking about, he's talking to shit. I still want to do a music video for that. That's in the works. That's probably gonna be the first music video I do.
100%. So what we playing next?
I'm trying to figure that out. Well, since we already brought it up, you gotta play Hopeless.
Might as well. It's a good jam, bro. Once you hit me with the concept, I was like, yeah, bet, I got you.
Right.
Plus this beat, I definitely think you on these smoother beats work a little bit better than more aggressive ones. I definitely like your sound on these smoother songs.
Because I feel like I got a more calm voice. Like even with Eternal Flame, a lot of people said they liked it.
It allows you to slow down a little bit.
Right. And I feel like my problem is I go too fast, but I want people to like jam to it, but also like listen to it. But I was like, how can you listen to it when I'm going too fast? But also like, if you catch on to what I'm saying, then you like and pay attention, then that just proves that you're paying attention to every little thing.
I've always told you, bro, you can write for sure. You just be so happy to rap sometimes.
Right. Yeah, I'll be overly excited.
A little bit, bro. And then when you do, you always catch the flow of it.
Right.
You definitely did that on this and that in Turtle Jam. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'm still trying to work on it. I want to learn how to do both, like be aggressive, but also be calm, but like work on my aggression and make more songs like this.
This is my alley right here. I can do the aggressive jams for sure, but I'd much rather just talk my shit on a nice list.
Right. Because it makes you listening to this. It makes you really think like this is me. Like more than anything, more than aggressive, more than any other jams. This is me just talking about my pain and my struggles.
And that's exactly why I feel like I connect and relate to those jams a little bit more. It's just I'm a chill dude, and so it's like with this, like you said, it's a little bit easier to kind of show myself on these slower jams. But shoot, this shit's hot, bro.
Yeah. I was even jamming to your verse, like, okay.
The crazy thing about that is I wrote this verse and then I turned it in as a poetry assignment for class one time because I just didn't write anything that we completely forgot. So I just copy and pasted the verse and then the class loved it.
Really? Yeah, I think you was telling me that. I was like, that's what's up. I was like, because this fit well with the song. I was like, okay.
Bro, and that's why when you hit me with that idea, I was like, I already got something.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie. I do think I said I'm addicted too many times in this verse, but I think it evens out.
Right,
Like,
right.
It's definitely a nice little bounce.
That's why, like in the song, if you notice, like me and you, when you was living up in Oakland, like you was living back, we was like working, like we was just writing to it, listen to the beat all day, and I was like rewriting my verse, changing it. And you were like, when you said addicted, I was like, I gotta add addicted to the song. And I said, I'm addicted. I'm addicted. So I'm very conflicted.
Soaking a tub, and I'm addicted to sharing keys and welcome rugs. And even though it seems I struggle with all the above, I'm not addicted to the idea of falling in love. Bro, and I love that part, bro. I ain't gonna cap.
That was a nice little smooth ending too.
Bro, thank you. It's like I'm addicted to everything that love encompasses, but I don't love falling in love.
Yeah, it's a hard thing falling in love. I don't know. Well, we'll play this one.
What's this one?
It's Fast Lane. Now, this one I did in college. Originally, it was called Race by WAP. I was in an organization, and we had a producer. His name is J Mar. He made the beat, and everybody wanted this beat. I was like, bro, I gotta have this beat. He already wrote something to it. I was like, bro, we gotta collab on this. He added his version of the song, but I added his verse because he was still dope. And that's why it's mostly his verse on this song, because he has an original song to this one too. And I was like, let me add my verse to it. And I wanted to add it to the project because I like this. Like, this is the type of pace I liked.
Exactly. I think because this is definitely one of my favorite verses on the project.
Right.
And I think it's just you ride the beat a little bit easier.
Right, because it feels smoother. Like certain beats I could do good with. If it clicks with me real fast, I don't know how to flow with it. I know how to do it. If it's like a challenging beat, then maybe like sometimes I'll struggle in it, or it make me sound like, you know, it's hard to get my pronunciations out, or it's hard to understand what I'm saying because I'm like trying to control the beat, even though I'm not trying to, even though I don't know exactly what direction I'm going when I'm writing to it, because I'm not really familiar with that type of beat.
Yeah, for me, bro, it's like if I struggle with a beat, once I find the sweet spot, then I'm in it. You know what I mean? Then I'm good. But finding that sweet spot is usually the hard part.
Yeah, it definitely is. That's why I want to challenge myself, but I also want to work on getting my flow better and just progressing with storytelling more. Like Resurrection, one of the songs on there, I talk a little.
One where, like, what's the one where it's like, I love?
That's Ultralight.
That's my shit.
Yeah, that's everybody like that song. Ultralight, that song blew up. That's
a different sound than I've heard from you ever.
Right.
So I think that's why I kind of fucked with it.
Right. I definitely was trying to do something with Ultralight because my bro Brad, he's a Christian. He told me, bro, like, you could really make songs without cussing. You could really make songs without, you know, you can speak your truth without cussing and talking about fucking bitches and get money, you know. So I was like, all right, bro, I got you. I'm gonna make a song, no cussing. It's still gonna be lyrical. It's still gonna be, because I'm gonna do it because I really believe you could really make any music.
You can, bro. I've written verses without cussing and none of that.
Right.
It's not like that's like intentional. It just kind of happens. It's like,
right.
You know, you don't always got to cuss in order to make your point.
Right.
Now, I like cussing in verses when it emphasizes my point.
Right. I mean, that's usually why I do it. And with Ultralight, I was like really like, all right, I cuss too much anyway in all my music. I really don't have a song where I'm not cussing. Like, even sometimes I throw a couple dams in there if it's a clean song. But I was like, this song, I gotta change my ways. I gotta make a song.
Well, let me ask you this: do you ever feel like sometimes you gotta put some cuss words in your song because, you know, rap is such a, I don't want to say dirty, but like, you get what I'm saying. It's very much like an aggressive sport, and sometimes I feel like, you know, not cussing it's just like a sprinkle of them in. Like, do you ever put any intentional cuss words in it? Like you were saying, even if you've written the whole verse, it's like, let me go back here and add a damn or add a fuck or add a bitch just to give it that griminess and that explicitness.
Usually when I'm in the process of writing, whatever I write, I just keep it. Like, I don't add, well, sometimes I add, yeah, you're right. Sometimes I add some fucks or dams to it just to, mostly it's not just to add, I mean, it's to add emphasis, but sometimes it's like, if my syllables ain't matching with the beat, a fucking or
it'll get you there.
It'll get me there. So to add right to the syllable, like I da do this and fucking and then
yeah,
something like that.
It just plug it in. That's usually what it happens.
But yeah, with Ultralight, I was just like, I'm gonna change it up. And plus, all my songs, I was really like rapping. And I was like, this song, I want to sing a little bit on it. So I was like, I'm not really a singer, but I was like, with the auto tune, I probably could do my thing with that. And then this Ultralight was also with a jam Seco did. So when he added auto tunes to it, I'm like, all right, bet I'm a sing it. I'm gonna sing to it and let my voice be heard.
Mm-hmm.
And with Ultralight, it was also another song like it was originally supposed to be this just YouTube type beat,
mm-hmm.
and it was the original song was supposed to be called Everlasting.
Mm-hmm.
Ultralight, the first verse I wrote to Ultralight.
Mm-hmm.
That when Brad sent me the beat, I wrote to Ultralight, and once I wrote to Ultralight, I was like I had a brain freeze and writer's block. So I was like, Everlasting was perfect because that was a song I didn't cuss on, and I was going deep, and I was like really going deep with my religion and
mm-hmm.
finding myself. So I added that verse on there, and I was like, I'll take a break just like the Sabbath, and just adding different
just different content.
Different content to it, and trying to make it a good song.
Yeah, throw on Ultralight. So what jam on the project was the most like reciprocated? Like which one have you heard the most love about?
Ultralight for sure. It's funny because Brad made Ultralight. He loved Ultralight. That's one of his favorite songs. But he said one of his favorite songs he can't stop listening to is Eternal Flame.
I feel that. It's a strong jam. It's a nice outro for the project.
Right. And I was trying to figure out if I wanted to do Ultralight for the last song or Eternal Flame. And Ultralight was really supposed to be the last song, but Eternal Flame was literally the last song I did on the project. So I was like, it's only right if I put it on.
I feel like the flip it works. Like I can't see like Eternal Flame just ends so strong.
Right. Because it sounds like an outro.
Exactly.
And Ultralight just sounds like the last song. Like the last song, but Eternal Flame is like the outro.
I got you.
Like adding a little extra to the ending.
No, this beat is definitely hot too.
Right. Yeah. Shout out to Brad. He made this beat. I was just like, man, I gotta do something good with this.
Is that who you were talking about in this jam? Where he was like, I'm thankful for Brad.
Yeah.
Okay,
I was thankful because he been making most of my beats lately. He been sending me some, and I'm grateful. That I met him and we ran the org together. He was the VP. I was the president of the org. He had a lot of he made a lot of beats during the semester. And I was just like, some beats I like. I was like, bro, let me get those. And other beats we would give it to the rappers and singers in our group. And we was trying to make a Fame album. We put it out, but
I was gonna say I remember saying it.
Right, we put it out, but I wish we would have worked on it a little more. But because of the pandemic, we didn't get a chance to finish the songs and do what we wanted. But the Fame album, We Famous, that's definitely out, and I dropped that around like May.
I was working up there. It sounds like.
Right, and we was trying to. I was trying to learn how to engineer at the time, so I did that, and we had engineers too that was helping out too, that was doing their thing. So it was fun running an organization, and it was definitely fun working with those people. CJ, Manzi, EA, just all talented
crew.
people.
Thank you.
Yeah, the crew. This is like they were killing it.
Sounds good. So how do you feel about the project overall as a whole? Which I know is a hard question to answer because it's your project, it's your baby. But after it being released, you getting the feedback and all that, and then seeing how it did, what are some things that you've taken away from it, and some things that some advice you were given?
I would say I definitely see room for growth, and I definitely looked at it and seen progression.
Mm-hmm.
And
definitely some progression.
Right. So I would just say within the whole project, I love it. If I had to give myself criticize myself and give it a rate on 1 to 10, I give it a solid 8 in my opinion. Because of this, most of the songs weren't mixed and mastered how I wanted it to.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the lyrics in all the songs were definitely there. Some of the songs, people like people really didn't understand like some of the things I was saying because it was kind of me rambling, like random talking, but also speaking my truth with using metaphors and similes and saying like strange things that people won't understand. But in my mind, I'm like,
They make sense. Yeah.
it makes sense.
That's always a rough part right there. I was talking to my boy the other day about it, where it was like, do I know this bar is hot or is it a reach? You know what I mean? Does it make sense to me or is it gonna make sense to everybody?
Right, and that's something I want to work on in the future. Just doing something that that can relate to other people and myself, that they can be like, oh, I understand that. Oh, that's a funny reference. Oh, I got that. Oh, I got that. And some of the songs on REZY Rise, you definitely references. You're like, oh, I got that. I got. And there's other ones that go over your head. So it's just like kind of hard to tell certain things. But overall, I like the project. I feel like I wish I would have worked a little more on it. But I just had a due date. I was like, this has been out for too long. I'm gonna do my thing to drop this out, and I dropped it in August. I wanted to drop it in June, but I was like, August is the perfect time. It's like transitioning into the fall. It's a nice field of starting over. The summer's over.
It's a new season.
There's a new season, new start. Usually, when it comes to school
start
right back up in August. So I wanted to start off like, I'm not in school no more. I'm in the real world. I'm doing real life things. So REZY Rise, I wanted to drop it in the fall. Like this is basically my season. This is the season where I'm transitioning out of college and into something new.
Into real work. I fuck with it. No, I definitely like the project. Like I said, just making music with you since middle school. Like I said, this project definitely, I see the growth in it. I see where you've come a long way.
Appreciate you.
Absolutely, bro. Some criticism for sure, and you've mentioned it before. I think just some of the mixing and mastering, definitely.
I was getting that a lot, but
it's definitely a little bit noticeable, but it's not. That's not like end of life. You know, that's an easy fix right there.
Right.
I definitely think you were finding your sound on this project a little bit more. I definitely think there were some songs that you hit better than some other ones. And so I'd be excited to see how that transitions to your next project as well.
Right. I noticed like most of the songs I did, like towards the ending, were better than some. Like all these songs in order, like most of them is in order of when I recorded them and when I had them in
I was gonna say so.
But some of it was like the order I put it in, it's mixed. Like, so most of the songs I worked on that sounds great. Those are the songs I did towards the end of the project. Most of the songs that sounds iffy, those are the songs I started off doing. And I was just, like I said in the beginning, finding my sound. It was like a transition doing that. Like when I started with the project, I had like 3 songs and I was excited for it. I was like, I'm gonna drop it in June. I'm gonna get all these songs done, and I was just kind of in a way rushing it, but at the same time feeling like at the time this is good. I don't need to change it or fix it. And then like as I was going on, like most of the songs I was like really focusing it on going to engineers, trying to have them do it themselves, rather me doing myself.
Get a little help with the project.
Yeah, so it can sound better.
That was actually going to be my question, because I'm a big track list guy. Like I think, and it's honestly one of my favorite parts about albums is like, one, creating a track list. Like the track list for Elias Drive took me a couple weeks to figure out the order of jams and all that. I helped make the track list for By Definition, the Redefined project that we dropped not too long ago. And so yeah, like my question was going to be if there was an order in which you put these jams for the track list, because some of them do have smooth transitions to the next one. A couple in the beginning, and I think some in the end definitely smooth well into the next ones. But yeah, I think the better half of the project is definitely the last half. Definitely a little bit smoother jams and all that. Just more jams I could probably vibe to myself. Let's get to what I'm trying to get to.
Right.
But no, it was a solid project, bro.
Appreciate it. I don't know what else song I should play.
Might as well ride out with the outro.
Outro, Eternal Flame. Yep, that was the next song too. So I was like, you might as well.
It works perfectly.
And obviously ZA, he was on the ad libs.
But the ad libs on this one too. Honestly, bro, I wish we would have planned this one out a little bit more. It worked out well, but I think with a little more, like I said, pre-planning about it, I would have been able to do something a little bit
Right.
But I'm happy with how it turned out.
Right. Me too. This was another song that was like two different songs combined to one. The beginning was this verse I wrote called Silence. And then, well, actually, no, Eternal Flame was the first one. The first verse I wrote to this, the first two verses. And then the last two was this poem I did called Silence. So once you hear that I'm silent,
That's where the poem starts.
That's where the poem
Got you.
starts.
There's definitely a break in between. It's a nice smooth transition though. If I'm being honest with you, I couldn't even tell it was two different verses put together.
Right, because I was planning when I went with you to record. I was planning to do a different song, but I couldn't find it. And then I seen Eternal Flame. I was like, I definitely want that on the project. So I'll add that with another song. I was trying to combine the two, and then with time and in the studio time, you gotta kind of like be on time and record within that hour and try to get done. Because they're going to charge you more and more. So you want to make sure you sound good and you get enough time, but you also make sure you don't want to waste time within that hour or 2 hours or however many hours you book. I think it took like 2 hours to get this done, maybe an hour and a half.
Maybe an hour and a half. Yeah. So did you know this was going to be the outro when you made it, or it kind of just ended up? I know we talked about it a little bit earlier, but was it always like in contending to be the outro, or did you think about opening the project with this, making it a middle jam?
Well, honestly, I did definitely want this on a project. I wanted it to be at the end. Like when I first heard it, my bro Kevin Firsthart played it. This song, Eternal Flame, I got the beat before Ultralight came, before I even knew about Ultralight beat, and before I even thought about doing the song. So this was definitely about to be the last song on the album. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do something like this. And I definitely want to do something like that and have this to the last song. But then Ultralight came out, I was like, dang. And then like at the time I kind of abandoned Eternal Flame because like I said, the ending was the silent poem and I didn't finish Eternal Flame, so I didn't even know if I wanted that on the project. So Ultralight was basically the last song. But then when we was recording, I was like, I do definitely want to use Ultralight. I mean, Eternal Flame, yeah, get it done. Because like I said, I wanted all the beats to be original beats that no one ever heard before. I wanted to be a shift away from my mixtapes. So I wanted to make it all original. I was like, this is the original beat that he made. Because another beat I was going to do was going to be called Stardom. That was another beat Brad made. And I wanted that to put that somewhere in the track. I didn't know where, but I was like, I didn't finish that, and I only did like maybe a couple bars with that. So I was like, I was just basically like, yeah, let me put Eternal Flame on there because Stardom's not even done. Eternal Flame, I could I'm like halfway mid through done. So let me add Silence to it and then just throw that on the project. Plus, I wanted to give a shout out to people like that made the beats. Kevin, he was my friend in college and he made dope beats. And I was like, I want him to get some exposure out there. I don't want it just to be Brad's beat. But it was a combination of a lot of people's beats. J Mar, he made the Fast Lane beat. Coaches, he made the Hopeless beat, and
just sharing the world.
Yeah, just sharing it because I wanted everybody who I fucked with to be on this project, regardless if you made the beat, if you was on a feature, or if you engineered, like or whatever you did, just good mark to be on this project because I wanted this to be a project. I wanted, like, in a sense, I kind of wanted it to be perfect, but I also wanted it to be not perfect at the same time. Like, I wanted it to be have flaws and to know, like, I made this. This was my baby. Like, I put everything into this. I could have did better with a lot of mixing and mastering or fixing up some things, but I was like, I can say this was like the breakout project that I put out everywhere. I was like, I can honestly say I did everything to make this project. Like I had help along the way as well, but I did everything that I possibly can.
Start to finish this shit.
Right.
I respect it, bro. No, it's good. It's definitely the direction that you want to take with your projects. Is kind of making sure these are beats no one's heard of. Definitely getting the people involved that you fuck with to help because that'll just make better music and all that too.
Right. It gives me inspiration, for my next project and know what to do, what not to do, but also like from this point on, do everything original, have my own sound, my original sound. This was like the breakout. Like in a way, when I told you, like my friends told me I should make this like a mixtape. In a way, I was like, this project was going to be, even if it wasn't the best project, or to me it was the best project I've done. But I was like, this project's going to be one of the projects that is going to break out. Like, it might not be the best, but it's like the breakout project. So for the next one's the serious one. The next one's going to be better quality, better sound, and better, have more features and better instrumentals. And
this one just sets a standard for the next one.
Right.
100%.
Basically.
I respect that, bro.
So I definitely wanted to do something. That's why the picture was like REZY rise in the sky or in the mountains. It was basically like a symbol, like you don't know what direction it's going to take when you listen to it. A lot of people thought it was a Christian album just by the look of it. It was a lot of people, they thought they didn't know what to think of it, and I was just like, I wanted it to every song to kind of sound different, but to talk about my truth and how I came a long way within the 3 years of working on the project. Because I was like, I don't want to throw another mixtape and do a couple songs on it and then wait till the next big project. I'm in a rush to make this one so good so I could really show my growth and do something different, because I don't want to stay in the same, and with my music stay in the same lane.
You definitely want to branch out and grow, like you said. Right. So is there any plans or like mindsets thinking, are you in project mode? Are you thinking
I'm definitely in project mode. I made a couple of songs that made me in project mode. I don't know. I'm debating on what's making the cut and what's not. I'll share a little bit. At first, I told you a while ago I was going to make a project based on the Infinity Stones. That's probably something I'm gonna hold off, because I had another idea. I don't know if I want to put that out there yet, neither. But that's definitely another idea. Like, I worked on it. I worked on the cover, and it's solid. I'm gonna call it the Gold Mine. Just a sneak peek. I want to drop it in June. Like, that's usually I always wanted to drop a project in June, but there's always something in the way that made me stop it. Right? Because a couple projects I wanted to drop it in like June, but I never got the chance to. That's why the Fame album I dropped it in May. I was like, if I can't drop a project, I'm gonna drop this collab project in May. Just to have a summertime feel. But yeah.
When you drop a project is important. Is there a reason you want to drop it in June, or is it just?
It's just like, for me, like when I have certain dates, because I want to have it for different seasons, like my album for different seasons, how that feel for that season. So like when I dropped the Reek Experience on 420 in 2016, I was like, this is gonna be my first project I put out. I usually drop singles, a couple singles, but this is my first mixtape I'm gonna drop, and it's gonna have a nice vibe to it. It's 420. People's gonna smoke. People's probably gonna listen to it and see what they think. It's gonna be a nice little jam of conscious music, and just saying who I am, introduction in a smooth way, because my style is more laid back and calm. So I'm like, that's kind of like a stoner vibe. So why not for 420? For the college episodes, I dropped that in October in 2017, and I was just like. I was like, I want this, like, I'm transitioning. I'm a sophomore now in college. So now, this is the start of a new semester. So I want to talk about so far what I've experienced in college and having fun with my jams and trying to have a party vibe to that. And REZY Rise is a little bit more serious with that. And I dropped it in August, obviously, because it's a new transition. It's the fall season.
I fuck with it. I like it. Smooth.
Yeah, just do something like that.
Definitely did your thing on this project, bro.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely. I'm trying to figure out what else. Yeah.
Any more songs?
What's this one? High Rise.
This is High Rise. This is the first song I submitted to Hot X Magazine, Hot X Mag online. It was weird. Like, a lot of people, they was doing the. It was like doing it was like the contest for Hot X Magazine, and I came in second place. And I was like, that's cool. If you like, the top 3 winners would have been they would they'd be in the Hot X magazine article talking about their music. And once I dropped High Rise, I was like, I like this song, I'm gonna submit this. And they judged it. A lot of when they were judging it, a lot of people loved it. They were like 3 judges. People like the girl wanted me to redo it, the other guy liked it, and then the other girl liked it. So like I would just, this was like a random song. I was just talking about just being, like I said in the song, just being visual, talking about my ideas, whatever going through my brain, and talking about how I'm trying to make it to the top, and my flaws, how I was a saint, how I was a serpent, how I got